Hello, social media family. I am here to talk to you today about the topic of what it is. Let me stop. Vagina and me. Okay. So I was watching Roshanti Anderson's YouTube video about his experience as a transgender man, a post-op transgender man, and he I often talk about how I call myself gay pan because I'm like, I cisgender, transgender, it doesn't matter to me as long as you are post op because I want penis. I do. I'm sorry, I do. And watching his video about his personal experience with the bottom surgery, because there's top surgery for the breast when you transition to a man from a woman, and there's bottom surgery for the penis that I so playfully talk about. Oh, is you have to have that. And he was like, that bottom surgery, like there are, and this is what he said. He said there are a lot of YouTube videos and stuff out there of people who have very smooth experiences, and they're always like, oh, it's easy breezy, beautiful. I just went in there, they lopped it off, and I was done. I mean, I went in there, they put it on me, and I was done. Just that easy. And he said it's not that easy. He said it is difficult. And he said not only has it been difficult for him, he said he has been in a lot of pain with it. So for me, I feel it's almost callous, callous question mark of me to be like, well, I mean, I'll date a trans man, but you gotta have a penis, okay? Knowing all of the pain that people can potentially go through having that surgery. Because in this particular video, he was like, oof. he Speaking of pain, my cat is giving me her lamentations right now. She is lamenting, and she loves to do that. You like to lament? Are you lamenting? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think of her? You uh-huh. See, whenever I do that, that's when she kind of shuts up. She's like, "No, not this again. I can give you the same old stuff, but you can't give me the same old stuff." Anyway, but yeah, he was talking about how he was in pain, and that had me thinking, like, well, maybe I don't need to be so strictly opposed to pre-op transgender men. And I'm like, well, maybe I could do a transgender man who has a vagina, and then I'd be like, but I wouldn't want to touch it. I wouldn't want to touch it, you know. And then I was like, well, you know, if we connect so well and everything else, like, get me a gorgeous African trans man. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. And but if we connect so well, like there might be one day that I'm like in the middle of the night or something, like, hey, let me see PTPOM, put that pussy on me. Ew, And I know, and he would probably be so offended, and I wouldn't want to offend him. But, and no but, period, new statement. There is the possibility of that one day me being like, well, what does it do? let me see, can we play with each other's stuff? Because part of me was also like, I'd be like that, and he'd be like, I don't know how I feel about dick. Because transgender men often, not always necessarily, well, no, not always, because I've seen a transgender man on Jack. But anyway, transgender men often, my experience has been that they often enter heterosexual relationships with women. And it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. But all of that to say, maybe his reaction would be like, I don't know how I feel about dick. So yeah, I guess, and we'd be like fourth graders all over again. But I'd be like, can I put my finger in it? And she'd be like, I don't know. Can I put my hand around your penis? Which is, I will say this, honestly. She's lamenting again. Since I've been sleeping in my men's underwear, aka diapers, my depends, because I can depend on them. My penis does seem like it's gotten much smaller, but that's okay, because it's like I accept that I'm a bottom and penis is just gonna have to go in me. Anyway, oh my. And that's something with a pre-op trans man, he could use a strap-on. And I know a cisgender woman who is lesbian woman, who's very much into her strap-on. And the way she talks about using that thing, she talks like she's a dude with that thing. She's like, yeah, ride my like, but anyway, yes, he could do that. I don't know. I wouldn't want people to go through pain, though. I wouldn't want, and this goes back to just a principle of mine in general. I don't want anybody to ever have to feel any pain. There are things that are painful. I've gone through things that are painful. I never want anybody to feel any pain. And to think about a trans man going through a significant amount of pain just to get a penis to please me. Not necessarily to please me, but to please the one for them. And I don't know. People do different things for different reasons. Because maybe he just wants a penis so we can jack like this and actually be jacking something. Because it's my understanding, after a certain point of the transition stuff, you are able to come and everything, and I don't know, it was just an interesting thought, because I was like, I don't want anybody to feel any pain. Oh, and one thing that I wanted to throw in closing, I was like, I don't know though, because if I get with a pre-op trans man, then that means that I could I run the risk of losing my platinum star. And for those who are in the know, you're in the know, and I'm not going to go into it at all. Those who don't know, you can find out from somebody else. But, anyway. But yeah, how many minutes? 9. Okay. All right. Talk to y'all later, social media family. Peace. T. Stay blessed.